It is 9 a.m. You are awake. You are motivated. You have a mental list of things you want to do today. You tell yourself, today is going to be productive. You decide to check your phone for just 5 minutes. You blink, and suddenly it is 2 p.m. 5 hours have vanished into thin air. You haven't brushed your teeth. You haven't moved an inch. The sun is moving across the room, casting a shadow over your bed, and the motivation you had this morning has been replaced by a heavy, sticky feeling in your chest. This isn't relaxing. This isn't rest. Rest recharges you. This feels toxic. You feel guilty. You feel like a failure. Your brain is literally screaming at you to just stand up and walk to the door. But you can't. You are physically paralyzed. You are glued to the mattress. You continue to scroll, not because you are enjoying it, but because stopping feels too painful. You are rotting. This creates a terrifying mystery in your mind. You want to be productive. You hate being lazy. So why does your body refuse to listen to your brain? Most people think the answer is laziness. They think you lack discipline. But here is the twist. If you look deeper into the neuroscience, you'll realize that bed rotting is not about being lazy at all. In fact, you aren't stuck because you care too little. You are stuck because you care too much. You are experiencing a biological glitch, and the reason why completely contradicts everything you have ever been told about motivation. To understand this glitch, imagine your brain is a high-performance laptop that is about to explode. When you open one or two programs, it runs perfectly. It's fast, it's efficient. But think about your mental operating system right now. You don't just have one tab open, you have 50 high-power programs running at the exact same time. You are stressing about your grades or your job. You are calculating your future. You are replaying an awkward conversation from 3 years ago. Your internal RAM is full. Your fan is spinning like a jet engine. So what happens when you try to click on one more icon? The screen turns black. The cursor stops moving. This is exactly what is happening to you in bed. You are not relaxing. You are experiencing a total system crash. Psychologists call this the freeze response. You've heard of fight or flight. If a tiger attacks you, you either fight it or run away. But there's a third option. If the tiger is too big and you cannot run, you play dead. You freeze. You hope the danger goes away. In the modern world, there are no tigers, but your brain thinks your expectations are the predator. The pressure to be productive feels dangerous. The idea of starting that big project feels scary. So your nervous system pulls the emergency brake. It slams you into freeze mode to protect you from the stress. This is why you cannot put the phone down. Your phone is not a toy. It is a digital pacifier. When you are frozen with anxiety, scrolling provides a tiny hit of dopamine. It's a numbing agent. It feels safer to watch other people live their lives than to face the overwhelming pressure of your own. So, you are frozen, you are scrolling, and while you do this, a toxic chemical starts to drip into your brain. It is called shame. You start to bully yourself. You say, "Look at you, you are pathetic, you have wasted half the day." You think this guilt is fuel. You think if you are mean enough to yourself, you will finally jump out of bed. But guilt is heavy. It adds more weight to the paralysis. The worse you feel, the more you want to hide in your phone. It is a perfect, vicious trap. You rot because you feel bad, and you feel bad because you rot. But here's the biggest lie you are telling yourself. You are lying there waiting for something that does not exist. You are waiting to feel like it. You are waiting for a sudden burst of magical energy called motivation to strike you like lightning. You think, once I get motivated, then I will get up. But neuroscience tells us the exact opposite. Motivation is not the spark. It is the fire. You don't get dopamine before you do the hard thing. You get dopamine after you do it. You are waiting for a reward you haven't earned yet. Think of your body like a heavy boulder sitting in thick mud. Physics calls this inertia. Newton's first law states that an object at rest stays at rest. The hardest part of moving a boulder is not the rolling, it is the very first inch. That first push requires 90% of the energy. Right now, you are trying to push the boulder by thinking about it. You are visualizing the gym, you are visualizing the clean room, but visualizing the finish line is useless when you haven't crossed the starting line. Your brain is overwhelmed because it's looking at the mountaintop. It sees clean the whole house. It sees write the whole essay. That's too big. That triggers the freeze response all over again. You need to stop looking at the mountain. You need to look at your feet. So, how do we push the boulder? How do we break the freeze when we feel paralyzed? The answer is counterintuitive. You don't try harder, you try less. You are stuck because the bar is set too high. Clean the room is too high. Go to the gym is too high. You need to lower the bar until it is on the floor. You need a goal so stupidly small that it is impossible to fail. I call this the wiggle method. Forget about getting out of bed. That's too much pressure. Instead, just wiggle your big toe. That's it. Then move your ankle. Then bend your knee. You are hacking your nervous system. You are sending a manual signal from your body to your brain that says, look, we're moving, we're safe. Once you're moving, use the phone grenade tactic. You don't need willpower to turn off your phone. You just need 3 seconds of bravery. Count to 3 and literally throw your phone onto the floor. Throw it out of reach. Once that dopamine drip is disconnected, the fog instantly clears. You will feel a sudden wave of boredom, and this is good. Your brain hates boredom more than it hates work. If you lie in bed with no phone staring at the ceiling, your brain will beg you to get up. Use that boredom as fuel. Listen to me closely. You are not a lazy person. You are a high-performance engine that is just stalled in the garage. You don't need a new engine. You just need a jump start. The next time you find yourself rotting, don't bully yourself. Just wiggle your toe, toss the phone, and let the momentum take over. Motion creates emotion. Action creates motivation. Your life is waiting for you outside of those sheets. The day is not over. Now, stand up.